Their own research said that 4,000 pensions could die if this was done by the Tories, but yet they've now done it.
A bombshell that would affect millions of seniors throughout the UK was revealed a few days ago. The winter fuel subsidy, which provides many seniors with essential support during the colder months, is being reduced by the government. Not only has this decision shocked the community, but there are other repercussions. As things worsen, there may be even more harsh measures in the works, according to recent events. Before we delve further into this developing situation, don't forget to give the channel a thumbs up and subscribe. Become a part of our expanding community to receive the most recent news and in-depth analysis. We're dealing with a serious problem today that might have an impact on you or someone you know. We'll go over the most recent adjustments to retiree benefits, as well as any possible long-term effects and implications for your financial stability. Let's get into it. The announcement that retirees will lose their winter fuel allowance has been met with widespread alarm. This benefit has been a lifeline for many elderly individuals, helping them manage their heating costs during winter. Now, it's on the chopping block, raising serious concerns about the financial strain this will place on retirees. But there's more to the story. Reports indicate that Keir Starmer, the leader of the UK Labour Party, might be planning additional cuts that could hit retirees even harder. An estimated 4 million retirees who live alone are expected to face new tax burdens. This news has added to the growing sense of unease about the future of retirement benefits. Here's what you need to know. Earlier this week, a vote in Parliament led to the removal of the winter fuel allowance, a benefit that supported up to 10 million elderly individuals with up to $300 each year. The government claims this move will save around $1 billion annually, but it will leave many pensioners struggling to meet their basic needs. Adding fuel to the fire, there are now discussions about potentially eliminating the 25% council tax discount for single-person households. This discount is a significant financial relief for retirees, and removing it could result in a $543 increase in the average council tax bill between 2024 and 2025. In the House of Commons, MP Ui French questioned Starmer about whether other benefits, such as concessionary travel fares and council tax discounts, would remain in place. Starmer's response was non-committal, suggesting that more details would be revealed in the future. This vague response has left many retirees anxious about what the future holds. Outside the Commons, a Downing Street spokesperson reassured the public that there are no plans to change the free bus passes for pensioners. However, this reassurance has done little to quell the fears about other potential cuts. Chancellor Rachel Reeves was also questioned about these benefits, but offered no concrete assurances regarding the council tax discount. This lack of clarity has fueled speculation that the upcoming budget on October 30th could involve further benefit cuts, raising concerns about the government's commitment to supporting the elderly. In a dramatic turn of events, Starmer faced criticism for not releasing an impact assessment of the cuts to the winter fuel payments.
They are going to raise your taxes. They are removing the winter fuel allowance from 10 million pensioners.
Claims have emerged that nearly 4,000 retirees could suffer severe consequences, even death, due to the loss of this support. Starmer was challenged by Conservative leader Rishi Sunak to disclose whether the death toll would be higher or lower than the 3,850 fatalities previously predicted by Labour due to this policy. Starmer defended the cuts as necessary for economic stability and reaffirmed his commitment to the triple lock on state pension payments. However, the lack of transparency has sparked serious concerns among the public. The numbers speak for themselves. The changes are expected to reduce the number of beneficiaries from 11.4 million to 1.5 million, saving the government over $1 billion this year. Despite Conservative attempts to reverse these regulations and a rebellion from Labour backbenchers, the cuts are set to take effect next week. This massive reduction in beneficiaries reflects a substantial shift in how the government allocates support to retirees. The winter fuel allowance, which has long been a critical financial lifeline for many elderly individuals, is now facing severe cutbacks. For many seniors, the loss of this benefit means struggling to meet essential heating costs during the harsh winter months, further straining their already limited budgets. The government's decision to save over $1 billion by cutting this benefit highlights a broader trend of austerity measures affecting social support systems. While these cuts are intended to address fiscal pressures and budget deficits, they have sparked significant controversy and concern among retirees and advocacy groups. The sharp decrease in beneficiaries from 11.4 million to just 1.5 million demonstrates the drastic nature of the cuts, illustrating the profound impact on those who will no longer receive this vital support. The political fallout has been intense, with conservative MPs pushing for a reversal of the decision and some Labour backbenchers expressing their dissatisfaction. Despite these efforts and public outcry, the implementation of the cuts is imminent. The upcoming budget and potential further adjustments to retirement benefits remain hot topics of debate, leaving many retirees uncertain about their future financial security. In the midst of these changes, the broader implications for retiree welfare and the potential for additional benefit reductions loom large. As the situation evolves, it will be crucial for policymakers to address the concerns of affected retirees and consider the long-term effects of these austerity measures on the elderly population. Expanding on pension cuts and their impact. The UK government, facing pressure to cut spending, is looking at pensions as a significant area to trim costs. The removal of the winter fuel allowance is just one of many measures in their strategy to save over $1 billion each year. While the government frames this as a necessary step to maintain economic stability, the real impact will be felt by the pensioners who will now struggle to afford basic utilities, especially as energy prices continue to rise. By slashing this vital benefit, the government is effectively leaving millions of retirees in a precarious situation. Nearly 10 million elderly people previously relied on the winter fuel allowance, but after the cuts, that number will shrink dramatically to only 1.5 million people who are deemed eligible for it.
Rob Trewella is a pensioner living in Cornwall. His pension income puts him just above the cut-off for pensioner credits, so like most,
this represents a staggering 85% decrease in beneficiaries, leaving many to wonder how they will cope during the winter months. Additionally, the proposed cuts could lead to further changes, including the elimination of the 25% council tax discount for single-person households. Currently, many retirees benefit from this tax relief, but should the government proceed with scrapping this discount, it would add an additional $540 to annual bills for the average retiree. Overall, an estimated 4 million retirees living alone will face new tax burdens and lose access to benefits that have been lifelines for them. The move has sparked widespread protests and criticism from pensioner advocacy groups who argue that the government is prioritizing fiscal targets over the well-being of vulnerable citizens. Potential future cuts and uncertainty. The government's decision has also raised concerns that these cuts are just the beginning. Chancellor Rachel Reeves has refused to confirm whether further reductions will be made to other benefits, such as concessionary travel and pension credits. The uncertainty surrounding the October 30th budget has led to a growing anxiety among retirees, as many fear the government may introduce more austerity measures that would severely limit their financial security. Health experts are particularly alarmed about the potential health risks associated with these cuts. Without the winter fuel allowance, elderly individuals are more likely to suffer from cold-related illnesses, and in extreme cases, some may even face life-threatening situations due to inadequate heating. The debate over the true cost of these measures, both in terms of human lives and healthcare costs, continues to rage as advocacy groups urge the government to reconsider. In the meantime, pensioners across the country are bracing for the changes, with many left wondering what additional support, if any, will be available to help them through these difficult times.